never made it, but I know what it takes. I'm motivated by a mix of emotion. Got my statement, and I'm reading it slow so I can understand it fully. Appreciate my standing, go out of this world and right on time. Oh, never in my life have I seen the sky light up like this. I'm far away from Earth and I wanna know if you exist. Mission control, do you read me? Send me my coordinates lately. Mission control, am I drifting? Tie me to someone who will love me, yeah. Wait, I think I'll last a bit longer. Fine, I'm not.
Welcome everyone to another Ref Brandon and the Todd Family YouTube video. Wherever you are, whatever you may be doing, thank you so much for making Ref Brandon and the Todd Family a part of your day. We always greatly appreciate it. It's a Friday. Hopefully everybody's looking forward to the weekend. Today, I'm going to be telling you where I'll be tomorrow night. Plus, we're going to be talking about some of the games in college football coming up tomorrow that should be good. Just like last year, where week 1 was packed with good games. In my personal opinion, week 2, there's just not a lot of good games. Of course, there's some where you look at the schedule and you think, that game's not going to be any good, and then it'll turn out being really good. But just glancing over the schedule and looking at all the games, there's just not a lot of games this week that look like they'll be good. But first, I want to make one last comment on the whole Clemson quarterback situation. And as of Friday, September the 9th, this will be the last time I talk about the Clemson quarterback situation. Just like last week I said, I was done talking about all the conference stuff and I was no longer going to talk about it. Well, after this video, this is the last time I'll talk about the Clemson quarterback situation. And I really hate to, but if you follow the channel, you know that back on Tuesday when I was talking about the Clemson game from Monday night, my good friend Jordan Payne commented on the comment section. And he commented yesterday about the whole quarterback situation. And it's Friday, and Clemson played Monday night, and there are still people talking about who should be quarterback, why ain't so-and-so quarterback. So I figured I'd make one last comment about it, and I'm done. Maybe I'm crazy, maybe I'm the stupid one, but I trust Dabo Swinney. In 2014, all spring and all summer long, Dabo Swinney said Deshaun Watson was ready, and Deshaun Watson would play, and Deshaun Watson would play in the meaningful situations. And sure enough, game 1, quarter 1, Deshaun Watson played. In 2018, Trevor Lawrence was a freshman. And all spring and all summer long, Dabo Swinney said Trevor Lawrence was ready, Trevor Lawrence will play, Trevor Lawrence will play in meaningful situations. And sure enough, game 1, I believe quarter 1, Trevor Lawrence played. This spring, this summer, Dabo really didn't say a whole lot about Cade Klubnik. He just said he's going to be great, he's got potential, he'll play, but never really specified when he would play. And sure enough, he didn't play until the game was out of hand. To me, if Dabo thought Deshaun was ready and he played, Dabo was right. If Dabo thought Trevor was ready and he played, Dabo was right. So I think if Cade Klubnik was ready, he would be the starting quarterback. Maybe I'm crazy. Maybe Dabo just all of a sudden does not know how to evaluate talent. I don't know. But to me, if Dabo thought that Deshaun was ready, and he was, and he thought Trevor was ready, and he was, if he thought Cade was ready, he would be the starting quarterback. If you watched that game Monday night, you saw that DJ got better and better and better as the offense opened up. They started out so conservative, he couldn't do anything. You can't do anything when all you do is either hand the ball off or throw screen passes. But when they opened up the offense and went downfield, he looked really, really good. And according to Pro Football Focus, 80% of his passes were catchable because he had 6 dropped passes. That's not DJ's fault. And Cade played, but he played very minimally because he's not ready. There are people that went to every Clemson practice all spring and all summer, and they said Cade cannot throw a deep ball. And part of Clemson's offense is throwing the deep ball. They always throw deep 6 to 8 times a game. And if you can't throw deep, you're not going to play. And I believe that's the reason why Cade is not playing. If you watch the Clemson spring game, you know that's true because when Cade played, he didn't throw any pass more than 5 yards downfield because he cannot throw deep. When he's ready, he will play. Until then, DJ is the starting quarterback, and Clemson fans are taken away from the joy of the game because you're focusing more on who should play quarterback than you are watching and enjoying the game. There was a Clemson fan last year during the 2021 season that went viral because DJ threw an interception. He stood up and he clapped. I'm sorry, I don't care what team you pull for. If you clap and you cheer because your team messed up, you're not a fan. If you're more focused on being right than you are your team winning, you're not a fan. And this story goes back to probably about 2007 when a good friend of mine named Todd Gibson and I were going to a Clemson football game. And he was telling me that he wanted Clemson to lose every game the rest of the season so they'd fire Tommy Bowden. I said, Todd, if you want your team to lose, you're not a true fan. When you want your team to do bad, you're not a fan. You don't wear the colors and the jersey and the name of your team on your shirt, on your hat to say, boy, I want to lose. You wear it because you want to win. When you want bad things to happen, I'm sorry, you're not a fan. But on to the games tomorrow. These are the ones that I think are going to be good. Bama and Texas will be good for probably about a half. But just like I said last week when I said don't watch Georgia and Oregon, I'm going to go ahead and say don't watch this game. Last I heard, I think it was on Wednesday, Bama's favored by 20 or 21 points, and I think they'll cover that unless Texas scores late in the game to cover that spread. But I expect Bama to win that game by 20 plus points, but it should be good for maybe the first half. And then we have South Carolina at Arkansas. This game is also at noon, so I would encourage you to watch that game instead of Bama and Texas coming up at noon. But South Carolina at Arkansas should be a good game. If you watched South Carolina's offense last week, it looked like the same offense from last season. They spent all spring and all summer talking about Spencer Rattler, and then I watched them, and I basically saw more of the same. Maybe we'll see something else coming up tomorrow. I'm not sure. Also at noon, we have Wake Forest and Vanderbilt. And this game should be intriguing because I really want to know how much improvement Vanderbilt's made because the Hawaii game was not telling because Hawaii might be the worst team in the country. But Wake Forest supposedly is getting their starting quarterback, Sam Hartman, back tomorrow. If Sam Hartman wasn't playing, I would give Vanderbilt the leg up in this game. But if he does play, I think Wake will win. But it should be a good game. All those games are at noon. And then at 3:30, we have Tennessee at Pittsburgh. Now, we know this was a good game last year that Pittsburgh won late. But it was a very exciting game. And this game should be no different. Tennessee can score. Man, can they score. They're going to score probably 30-plus points against everybody they play. But they're probably going to give up 40-plus because I don't think they have 11 guys on defense that know how to tackle. 4 o'clock, we have Iowa State at Iowa. Of course, this is the game they call the Battle of the Cyhawk because you have the Cyclones and the Hawkeyes. Iowa has injuries. all over the field. I feel bad for their quarterback because after last season, counting guys leaving early for the draft, guys graduating, and guys transferring, Iowa lost 8 scholarship wide receivers. They only had 3 on the roster that have ever played a snap, and 2 of them were out last week, and those same 2 are going to be out again tomorrow. So they really only have 1 wide receiver on the field, but yet Iowa fans expect Spencer Petras to have 300 passing yards with nobody to throw to. But we know Iowa has a heck of a defense, and Matt Campbell has never beaten Iowa since he's been the Iowa State coach. Tomorrow will be his best chance, undoubtedly, but that should be a good game. Those kinds of rivalry games are always very good. And then we have Kentucky at Florida coming up tomorrow night. Kentucky's starting running back got into some off-the-field issues right before the season started, and he is out tomorrow because of suspension. And the second-string running back got hurt last week, so they are down to their third-string running back. Hopefully, for the Kentucky's sake, he'll be good because we know they love to run the ball, but it should be a good game. That's been a good game the past 4 or 5 years. I don't expect tomorrow night's game to be any different. And then we have USC at Stanford, which is the primetime game tomorrow night. I don't think it's going to be a very good game. 5 years ago, I'd say yeah, but now Stanford's terrible, so I expect it to be a complete blowout. But to me, the game of the week comes up tomorrow night at 10:20, and that is number 9, Baylor, and number 21, BYU. Of course, the game starts so late because it is in Provo, Utah, so hopefully you can stay up till about 2 o'clock Saturday night / Sunday morning to watch that game, because I think that'll be the game of the weekend. I'm not going to talk about the games coming up tonight because, in my opinion, none of them are going to be worth watching. And tomorrow night, of course, I'll be at 244 Livestock Road, East Denali, Georgia, for some great SWA wrestling action. Doors open at 6 o'clock. Bell time will be 7 o'clock. And you need to come out and be with us because this is our last show before Fight Mayor, which, of course, is next month. And if you follow the channel, you know I talked about it last year that Fight Mayor is the biggest show of the year for SWA. It is our WrestleMania. So everything will come to a screeching halt at Fight Mayor. So come on out and be with us tomorrow night and see all the events leading up to Fight Mayor. Again, doors open at 6 o'clock. Bell time will be 7 o'clock, and tickets are only $5. And you can't even buy a drink and a candy bar for $5 anymore. So instead of buying a drink and a candy bar, save that $5 and come be with us at SWA tomorrow night. Hot Stuff Adam Mabry will be there. The American Dolls, Grace and Stacy, will be there. Bad Jack will be there. Curtis Coleman, the SWA Premier Champion, will be in the house. Ryan Staples will be there. So come on out and see all these stars and more tomorrow night at SWA, 7 o'clock bell time, leading up to Fight Mayor, which is coming up next month. Let's go ahead and get our dad joke of the day in here. What is Bruce Lee's favorite beverage? What-a? And that wraps it up for today's Ref Brandon and the Todd Family YouTube video. Until next time, it's Ref Brandon saying, just like in pro wrestling, life can be over by the count of 3. Tell your friends and family how much you love them. Bye.